Welcome back to your favorite nerd show on MUTV. In fact, the only show on MUTV that's focused around nerds. I'm Ian Roth. Behind me, you're watching MLB The Show 18, recently released about a week and a half ago. I've been playing it a lot. If you watch the channel regularly, you know that I'm a huge baseball fan, and I just had to cover this. A lot of improvements. Obviously, graphics have been improved. Diamond Dynasty completely revamped. A lot of new programs, a lot of new things to do, a lot more time to spend in the game, which is always good. Road to the Show, even better than it was last year. They're building off that kind of documentary feel they're taking and making it even better. If you got a couple of bucks laying around, like $60, I know it's a lot of money, but for $60, if you're a baseball fan, this game is so worth it. You know what else is worth it? Watching this show from beginning to end. It's going to be awesome. We'll be right back after the new and improved Geek Speek intro. Roll that clip.
When we started this series, our intentions were pure. But now, we have fallen to darkness.
The show shall return to its glory. I will be the one to bring it back.
You will show us the light again.
Need a game recommendation this week besides MLB 18 The Show? Are you a fan of Super Smash Bros? If you said yes to both, Geek Speek recommends Rivals of Aether. This game, which released in March of last year, wants to become every newbie's first platform fighter. Rather than relegating that throne to Smash, Rivals guts the iconic Nintendo characters while retaining the skeleton of its famous playstyle. In a genre monopolized by an established AAA game, Rivals succeeds at nearly everything it sets out to do. ROA's character roster offers 13 humanoid animal fighters, each representing earth, wind, water, and fire. They're furnished with vivid backstories, which Rivals single-player mode details in between AI battles. In its versus mode, playable locally or online through Steam, players battle it out with smash attacks, aerials, and specials, all unique to a chosen character. It's based on Super Smash Bros. Melee, but with gorgeous pixel art and more dramatic movesets that can alter the environment or other player characters. Maypool, the grass-type mongoose, for example, can mark opponents with seeds, lowering their defense, and then wrap them in ivy before smashing them off the map. But if you're into new platform fighters, you'll be satisfied with pelting enemies with her slingshot. The game recently updated this week to introduce more fighters and balance changes. And it's on sale this week for only $20. It's really a great buy. Rivals of Aether is out on PC, Xbox One, and with a short port reportedly coming soon.
The real money microtransactions in Middle-earth Shadow of War that soured the experience for many players and helped fuel the controversy surrounding loot boxes in full-price video games are finally going away. Developer Monolith Productions announced this week that it will phase out the option to buy in-game currency and the ability to gain orc followers via war chests. In a statement posted to the game's website, Monolith said that the ability to spend money to buy orcs risked undermining the heart of our game, the Nemesis system. Monolith went on to say that it will fully restore the core promise of the Nemesis system by removing the option to purchase in-game gold and war chests. The option to buy gold will come to an end on May 8th. Players who have purchased gold will need to use it by July 17th, when Monolith plans to permanently remove it. War chests and the in-game market. Shadow of War was released September 27th for Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
This is a pretty cool story. For a long time, esports have been the brunt of many sports fans' jokes and have often been looked down upon as a competitive event. However, nearby at Lebanon Valley College, some students are living out dreams of playing video games at a competitive level. LVC has officially announced that the students can now play video games as a varsity sport at the college. CSGO, Hearthstone, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Rocket League are the current 5 games that are available to be played on the team. They are treated as the same as any other student athlete at the university and are held to the same rigorous standards. The team even has its own training room. Thanks to a partnership with Anvil-based technology company Canderous, the room is outfitted with Alienware Aurora R7 computers known for some of the best machines for competitive gaming. Players adhere to a strict practice schedule, usually gathering 3 to 4 times a week for multiple hours depending on the game. So far this year, the LVC competitive gaming team is 8-9 with their latest victory against Kansas Wesleyan University in Hearthstone.
Earlier this year, rumors swirled that Spyro the Dragon would be remastered in time for the 20th anniversary of the franchise. The original Spyro charmed PlayStation gamers in 1998 with its plucky title hero and his fun dragon powers. Now, a new generation of players will get a chance to enjoy brand new versions of Spyro's first 3 games for both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Activision has officially announced Spyro Reignited Trilogy, which will include modernized takes on Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. Skylanders developer Toys for Bob is completely reimagining the games with noticeably improved graphics and cinematics, as well as enhanced background and lighting effects. Activision also promised analog stick support, a new version of Stuart Copeland's soundtracks, and a much smoother camera experience. Spyro Reignited Trilogy will be available on September 21st.
In just 2 months after its initial release, No Man's Sky lost 60% of its audience and has failed to even conjure up a small following on streaming sites. Fans were ultimately disappointed with the game after so much hype surrounding it before its launch. However, fans of this space exploration simulator will be getting the biggest update in the game's history this summer. In addition to the update, Hello Games also announced there will be an Xbox One version of the game. Hello Games will be bringing this update to gamers for free and will continue to update their game the same way in the future. Not much is known on what the update might bring to the game, but the Xbox One version will support 4K and HDR, which will make an undoubtedly beautiful game even more gorgeous. All right, and when we come back, we'll be having our good friend Ben Schad on to answer questions from the front page of the internet. Don't skip that cutscene. Geek Speak will be right back after this commercial break.
When I was 6, I had one thing on my mind. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball every chance I could. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke, F-A-S-T, fast.
Welcome back to Geek Speak, for everyone's favorite segment that we actually have not done in a long time. So kudos to us. But this is the series where we take the hit questions from the self-proclaimed front page of the internet and ask them live on air to a special guest. Tonight's special guest is a good friend of ours, Ben Schad. Welcome back to the set, my friend.
Thank you, Ian. It's glad to be back.
Ben, what did you think of our new intro? I want to get your thoughts. I loved it. I'm sorry.
I think it has the potential, honestly, of being an award-winning intro.
Oh, we're going to submit that.
You better. I will help you fund that submission. That's how much I believe in it.
Start a GoFundMe for our submission, and Ben will just give us all the money.
It's like $20.
I'll be the top donor.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start a GoFundMe
We'll look
for
into
$20.
it.
Yeah, we'll
look
into it.
Ben, you've played this game before.
Yes, I have.
All right.
Multiple times.
Yes,
It's been a while, though, but
It has been a while, but I'm ready. I think we're overdue for one. So.
All right. Well, everyone knows where we get most of these questions, anyways, from the Ask Reddit subreddit, the best subreddit. No, maybe not. r/prequel memes.
r/prequel memes always a good place to go. But if you need something to scratch your brain a bit, Ask Reddit's a good place to go.
Good shower thoughts. So the question is, what's a reference that any fan will immediately recognize, but others won't? This is a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Are you going to start, or you want Jake to start?
I mean, I'll go with an easy one. Pretty much any quote from the prequels you could use, honestly. Like, you could tell a fellow prequel memer by doing pretty much any line, really, from the prequel movies.
Especially if you subscribe to our prequel memes,
the new one is the new one. I'm surprised that they haven't done all that much. Is the Qui-Gon one that just come out, where he's like, "Oh, I'll take that bet." That's a good one. Why didn't they think about that one before?
Dude, they just cycle through all the lines. They're just.
I like that they're getting into Clone Wars now. 6 seasons of that show. That's so many memes. Anyway, Jake.
Honestly, you could do anything from The Office. I'm a huge Office fanboy. I love so many of their quotes. Like, I may be a little superstitious. Or no, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. Like, not many people know what that's from.
I mean, you just screwed up the quote, so I'm smelling fake fan.
Oh, how the turntables?
Okay. I like the way I interpreted the question though was like
everyone knows the reference, but they don't know what it's from.
See, that's not how I took it. Like, I took it like almost more of an exclusive show. Like if you said like Parks
a cult
and Rec,
hit.
Yeah, a cult hit. Like Family Guy in the early years, Parks and Rec. Stuff that not everyone watches.
Right.
There's a big following, but not everyone follows.
Right.
So do you have one for us?
No, absolutely not. I don't watch enough TV.
You don't have any like
which is
Clone Wars
ironic.
stuff?
Huh?
You don't have any like Clone Wars stuff?
Oh my God, no. Honestly, no. There's so many good episodes of the Clone Wars that it's all up here.
But anyway.
Anyway, we have more questions, I promise.
Obviously.
Next question from the television subreddit. Wow, good segue.
All right.
What's a television show that you legitimately feel is underappreciated and deserves more attention?
Jake, you want to go first on this one because I'm pretty passionate about mine.
All right, I'm
So-
going to go for the
As is.
Netflix series American Vandal.
Wow.
It is a mockumentary about high school students solving a crime that someone spray painted all of the teachers' cars with male genitalia, and it's a
Wow.
like eight episode series just about that.
I'm very impressed
And it
with the
sounds
series.
really stupid, but it's actually hilarious.
I remember seeing the trailer for that, and that was like, that one hit me hard. I was like, wow, they're really going, like, they go all in with the whole, like, investigative series, like, who's the possible lead. Like, it actually has drama to it.
Like you actually get involved with the
right,
mystery.
along with
Like,
the
you get
stupid
really
immature
invested into it.
comedy. Like, it's a perfect mix
I've
of
never
two things
seen
that
it.
should never
It's
go together.
so good. It's
I might
definitely
have to
worth the
watch
watch.
it.
Add that to your list, honestly.
I will.
What do you got for us,
I
Ben?
don't have much time, but I definitely will. Ben, your
All
TV
right,
show.
the TV show that I am hugely passionate about and I think deserves a lot more credit is the forgotten TV show of past, a cartoon that appeared on Cartoon Network for about maybe 4 or 5 years, is Code Lyoko, a show that I remember from childhood. The first season is kind of shaky. It's got that rough animation. Storyline's kind of really basic, but as they go on, everything kind of really improves. You can tell that like the passion for it really grew, that the fan support for it really grew, and like there's a lot of mysteries that come into play, and there's a lot of like, you know, the storyline just gets deeper and deeper.
I
The
love
conflicts-
watching shows like that. I love watching shows grow.
Like
you
improve.
Yeah, because every season one, and I hate to bring up the Clone Wars again, but Clone Wars is just like that. Season one is so rough. But you can tell as the years go by, everyone kind of hits their stride in the
Right.
production crew, and the story just gets so good.
Like the writing, the animation,
Yeah.
like the whole kit and caboodle just accelerates, and Code Lyoko is no different. And it was just part of this animation block that Cartoon Network had on for a couple of years, and because that block kind of just died down, the show did too. There's been a lot of efforts to try and revive it, but honestly, I love the original 5 seasons of the animated series itself, and think it deserves a lot more attention than it got in the past.
I gotta say, mine might not be as good as you guys, but I love the show Criminal Minds. And I don't think enough people watch it. It's on a lot now. It used to come on back in the day like pretty late, like 10 o'clock, because the show's whack. I mean, the people that are on that show are just the craziest serial killers. Like, one of the girls that plays was just in an interview recently where she said, you know, we've had like over 230 episodes, and the writers have had to write these crazy serial killers, 230 different ways. They have to find ways to kill people 230 different ways, which is incredible. But the show is so remarkably good. The actors are so good. The crime is so niche and so in depth in their head. You really latch on. So that would be my recommendation. We got a little bit of time left. We got one more that we can quick burn through. Ask Reddit subreddit again, what video game made you emotional? Real quick, we got like just a little bit of time left.
Okay, I'll have to go with, even though the show is terrible, I will go with the Telltale Games, the first season of The Walking Dead. I played through that in about a week, and by the end of it, I was dying. It was so sad. I don't want to give any spoilers away,
Please
but
no.
it definitely tugged at my heartstrings, and it's definitely a great game.
That's a good one. Mine has to be, even with removing bias, Wolfenstein, because
Is that a Wolfenstein shirt?
it's not. It's a
it's got his
Prodigy
Prodigy
shirt.
shirt on today.
So I couldn't find my Wolfenstein shirt, sadly, but I totally would have worn it. But real quick, Wolfenstein. It's basically you're following a man who is finding his purpose, but in a world that is so screwed up and evil. And the fact that that's what brings out like his purpose in life, and finally he finds all these things that every man is like looking for in search of like just a life quest, is pretty eye-opening. And at the end, again, it's just like it really tugs at you and like makes you like kind of put the controller and go, wow, that was epic.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you, of course, Ben, for coming on, but
No
that's all
problem.
the time we have for I Already Read It on Reddit. Jake will have a little review coming up in our last segment, so stick around. We'll be right back.
When I was 6, I had one thing on my mind: When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball every chance I could. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke. F-A-S-T. Fast.
La 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 la, la la. Oh, oh, oh. La 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 la, la la.
Boutique Number 9 is your one-stop shop to look great. This affordable boutique is steps away from Millersville University and is stocked with rows of dresses and outfits for the contemporary, trendy, and unique woman. Personalize your style with a wide variety of jewelry and accessories to browse from. All Millersville University students receive a 10% discount on their entire purchase from the shop. With new styles and an inventory updated weekly, you'll always find something new and trendy. Boutique Number 9 is located on 28 South Prince Street. For a shopping experience that doesn't break the bank, come in and visit Boutique Number 9 today.
La 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 la, la la. Oh, oh, oh. La 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 la, la la. Oh, oh, oh. La 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 la, la la.
And welcome back to Geek Speak. Ready Player One hit theaters last week, and fans of video games and pop culture have been flocking to theaters to see it. For those who haven't been able to see it yet, here is my spoiler-free review for Ready Player One. For those unaware, this movie takes place 20 years in the future, where everybody spends most of their time in a virtual reality device called the Oasis. After the creator of the Oasis dies, he leaves behind an Easter egg hunt to find 3 keys. Whoever can find these 3 keys gets control of the Oasis and $500 billion. Ready Player One is a fantastic movie, but it is not without its flaws. One of the biggest gripes with this film is how fast everything moves. The movie starts 4 years after the hunt started with no one finding a key. But once the first key is found, it feels like the whole movie takes place over just a couple of days. Everything feels quite rushed, and the movie would have been better if it had more time. Now, I know many people are tired of everything becoming a franchise nowadays. However, if this movie had been given the same budget and had been an adventure trilogy in the same vein of Lord of the Rings, then the characters and ending would have benefited greatly. There wasn't enough time in this movie to introduce all of these characters and really connect with them, so a couple more movies to tell their stories would have helped. Also, without giving anything away, I don't have any complaints of the ending. I just think it could have been a little bit better. The final act is probably the best part, but if we had more build-up to this ending, then it would have been more powerful, and we would have had more of a sense of accomplishment once the credits roll. Just think of how you felt when the ring in Return of the King was finally destroyed. It was such a weight lifted off of your shoulders, and I think the same feeling could have been accomplished if Ready Player One had a couple of sequels. And now for the things that really worked in this movie. First off, the visuals are stunning. Every scene in the Oasis is stylistically beautiful and makes you feel like you're watching a video game cutscene. Every action sequence is done masterfully. Even though there are so many references and people jammed into a lot of these scenes, it never feels cluttered or confusing. Even at 72 years old, Steven Spielberg still knows how to command a camera. You can always tell what is going on and where everyone is. And another thing that works great in this movie that a lot of people are braving it for are the many references. This movie takes things from all over the place. Seeing the DeLorean being chased by King Kong is something that I never thought I would see, but I'm definitely glad that I got to. There are so many blink and you'll miss it moments in this that makes Ready Player One deserve multiple watches. This movie has a great concept, and while the story and plot may have not been perfect, the visuals and references definitely make up for it. I'm going to give Ready Player One a 7 out of 10. Well, that's all the time we have for Geek Speak today. Thanks for tuning in with us, and join us next time for more nerdy content right here on MUTV 99.
My name is Rachel Baker, president of MUTV, and I hereby ratify and confirm that Geek Speak has mother-f***ing content.
Can't nothing stop me, I'm on the road. Always on time, cause my eyes is on my rodeo legs. I don't trust nobody or no. I don't trust nobody, but